These conspiracy theories make us wonder if we can see things as they truly are. This is a delightfully macabre podcast.
And that, my friends, is why I believe Tupac Shakur and Kurt Cobain are both still alive
In Cuba.
in Cuba.
And gay?
Yes, they're gay
and
lovers.
Gay.
Well,
They both have... It checks out. It checks out.
Yeah,
I think they could be gay together.
yeah.
Probably.
They're both very handsome men.
They are. They are both very handsome.
I'm not going to tell you no, because I don't know much about either of their deaths to tell you differently.
You know, I know probably a bit too much about Kurt Cobain's death.
All I know is he kissed a shotgun, and
he didn't like it.
he didn't like it.
That reference will come into play later, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Welcome to another episode of a delightfully macabre podcast. Show and tell. We're doing that again.
Yay!
We all were too lazy to make one episode, so we just decided we'd all bring in like 15 minutes and not have to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
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 It's not the first time we've done it.
Won't
fine.
be the last.
Probably over-explaining it for the fact that it's been an established thing, you know?
We're just explaining why we do it. We're not doing it because we think it's good content. We're doing it because we're lazy pieces of garbage.
It's true. Very true.
Well, yeah.
When you put it like that.
It's a pretty controversial statement.
Yeah, so
like
true.
I'm sure a lot of the things we're going to be saying today. That was a weak one. That was such a weak one.
Yeah.
Wet.
Man, that was disappointing.
Wet.
Yeah,
hate
I
it.
don't... We didn't really discuss how we're gonna, like, go right into this, and I know we're really fucking great at, like, segueing into
So
things.
anyway, the Beatles.
Yeah.
Anyway. You know, those bugs.
The bugs.
Buggy guys.
The bugs. We didn't even say what the episode's gonna be
Yeah,
about.
we really didn't.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about different celebrity conspiracy theories, because that's always a real fun rabbit hole. And I think right now, before we start, Haley will be starting us, but before we get into that, I kind of just want to talk about a little bit of fun I had in researching today.
Yeah?
I decided to make, using the podcast email, I decided to make a Reddit account.
Oh.
And then I decided to subscribe to all the conspiracy subreddits I could find for research purposes. And anyway, I'm an anti-vaxxer now. Or at least
Oh, okay.
Reddit thinks I am. Because the things it's telling me it thinks I would like are all things based on assuming I am taking every last bit of conspiracy theory information I read seriously. And I know that doesn't bode well because of the topic I brought today, which will come in later. I did end up getting swayed on. But I promise...
Jack is about ready to be a fucking Republican, like QAnon.
I spent a lot of my time reading a lot of Republican QAnon opinions today, and they are dog shit. God, lots of opinions about the Taliban. You know, they're pretty much in the news right now.
Yeah.
Lots of opinions about vaccines, but what's really funny is that community, the whole conspiracy theory community has... there's always two sides of it. And there's, like, the people that'll believe, like, some shit like Hitler lives in Venezuela. but then they'll see somebody post something anti-vax, and they're like, "You're a fucking nut job," and I'm like, "So are you." Like, don't get me wrong.
Sure I
agree with you on this one, but like,
but pot meet kettle.
like 2 months ago, you just posted about like fucking Hitler being alive still. Like, that'd be impressive if anybody who was Hitler's age was still alive today.
That's what I said. Like, he's gone. It's fine. He's gone.
Yeah.
We can accept his death.
Steve Jobs is another one I came across. Apparently, there's like a
yeah.
bunch of people think Steve Jobs lives in Israel
I saw that.
or Egypt.
Yeah.
Was it Egypt?
Egypt.
Yeah,
He's just, hanging out with the pyramids.
that was wild. But like, people think that it wasn't him because he wasn't wearing an Apple Watch. And like
That's the only reason?
It's really funny because like a lot of these will have like the dumbest shit just right out there in the open to debunk them. But yeah, Reddit thinks I'm some weird fucking doomsday prepper alt-right guy now, and that's pretty cool. At least on that account.
Cannot wait for you to like just get those weird ads on Facebook and on your phone.
I completely separate device than what I normally use.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, way to just kill a lot of the fun out of that.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to start buying gallon-sized cans of baked beans.
That's
can
that's
do
how
that?
you.
It's gonna happen
Yeah,
for
we're gonna do
Doomsday
a GFS.
Yeah.
You can get gallon-sized anything you want, Tyler.
Prepping.
Gallon of pudding, gallon of green beans, gallon of...
And it all
Any
comes in
beans.
cans. Like even
gallon of nacho cheese. They
Yeah.
got you.
Gallon of taco meat.
Yeah.
You could probably get a gallon of tacos, honestly, somewhere. Right?
Just
What
a gallon
kind of
tacos.
giant food are people making?
It's for putting in your basement because
Because
China and Russia are gonna make a baby,
China and Russia are allying with the Taliban right now.
and they're gonna give us all COVID or something.
And
even
also,
though it's not a big
what,
deal.
I just want to say that right now because that's one I'm not even seeing in conspiracy theory fucking threads. I'm seeing it shared by people I genuinely respect on Facebook. That's called reactionary news. Shut the fuck up. You are fear-mongering.
I'm glad that they definitely listen to us.
Yeah,
We have 2 confirmed listeners now. Also, that's exciting.
I'm
now,
yelling
guys.
at them. I'm yelling at everybody who has shared that bullshit. Russia and China are allying with the Taliban. Like, no, their embassies just haven't pulled out. That's it. And Fox News is running with it and fear-mongering. And that same type of fear-mongering is what got us into a fucking 20-year war to begin with. Shut up. Anyway, we can go on now.
Anyway, should we talk about the Beatles now?
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good
up to you.
segue. The Taliban goes right into the Beatles.
speaking of a yellow submarine,
Yeah, there we go,
Yeah.
Tyler. That totally works. I wasn't even ready. Didn't have my shit pulled up.
You're the one who yelled at me.
well, you know what, Haley? Cuckoo, cachoo.
I
Is this
am
just
the
gonna
walrus.
be a bunch of Beatles references throughout this?
No, Jude.
I'm not Jude, okay?
My favorite Beatles song is the one that's like,
Twist and shout.
It's Twist and Shout, but it's all made with the weird minion like things we have.
no.
I'm out of Beatles songs, guys. That's all I got.
I want to hold your hand.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
okay to let a dog in a hot car.
Yeah, it's okay to leave a dog in a hot car.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
okay.
a classic Beatles song.
It's not okay.
What else did the Beatles write? Pills, weed, and pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite song.
Slapping Infants, I believe, was another one of their songs.
Slapping infants, punching babies.
What kind of like black market Beatles album was all of this on? I don't remember any of these.
They're classics, Tyler, okay?
Yeah.
Were these like the hidden tracks at the end?
No, they were right out there. Everybody knew about them. Everybody but you, apparently.
Apparently, I don't remember hearing about any of these songs in movies.
But yeah, I guess we're gonna talk about how Paul McCartney's apparently dead, except for literally everything that they think could be about him is so easily debunked. I thought it would not be as easily debunked because I thought, well, it's a bunch of dudes. There's so many fans of them. For sure, if they have at least a little bit of evidence, they'd be like, nope, that doesn't check out, and then only have good evidence. No, it's all bad evidence.
I love it. Those are my favorite kinds of conspiracy theories.
Mine too.
Yeah, so apparently he is supposed to be dead since November 9th, 1966.
Okay.
All right.
And fans speculated randomly. They also no evidence. Some guy just decided this was like a fact, and he told his buds, and then they told their buds, and then everyone was on weed because it was the 60s, and they were like, "Yeah, all conspiracy theories." Moving on.
Yeah, it's all real.
But they speculated he had a tragic and fatal car accident after sliding in some ice, and so the band tried to give everyone hints that he had been dead. Because they didn't want fans to deal with the grief of him actually being dead.
So they put little tidbits in their songs for the more intelligent fans to piece it together.
Yeah. Because we all know that the Beatles are super smart fellas.
Yeah.
When you do that.
Yeah, they were... Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were known for making really great business decisions.
Yeah.
And always harmoniously agreeing upon them.
Yes. They were, just smart fellas. But, yeah, apparently they were supposedly replaced him with a man named Billy Shears William Campbell, or William Shears Campbell. Could all be the same guy, or not. Who knows? This theory has no fucking evidence anywhere. But apparently he's supposed to have been a winner of a Paul McCartney lookalike contest.
Okay. Can we see a picture? I'm gonna look him up.
Well, here's the thing. If you look him up, if you just look up Billy Shears, you're gonna just get redirected to Ringo Starr's Google page.
Ringo Starr. Not even Paul McCartney.
Yeah. So that's why
Interesting.
I made a note of that in my notes because it pissed me off. Because apparently this, I guess, is part of the theory, but I didn't really feel like covering it too much until I accidentally stumbled upon this in the last bit of my research. Apparently, Ringo Starr used the alias Billy Shears on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band for some reason.
Okay, that doesn't... Wait, Ringo did?
Yes.
Not Paul.
Yes.
But now people think Billy Shears is Paul.
Yeah.
Who is Billy Shears?
He won a contest.
I'm starting to think Ringo Starr might have died, but go on.
Yeah, that should also, just to continue with the theory that Ringo Starr died, because I'm in on that theory. When you search the 5 Beatles, it brings up a list of the Beatles members, and Billy Shears is one of them. And then some other, John, Paul, George,
Billy.
and then Billy.
Yeah, of course.
And
Billy
then
Shears.
some other guy who is not Ringo.
Yeah, they do not list Ringo.
Yeah, they do not list Ringo. So everywhere, when you're trying to search anything about the Beatles, it's fucking confusing.
To be fair, though, if Ringo died, they would have no problem telling everybody about it. Everybody would be pretty cool with it.
They'd be like, good news.
Yeah.
In
Beatles
Beatles world.
a good drummer.
Why do we hate Ringo again?
I don't even know, but I think it's just because he sucks. I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know
no one
either.
liked him.
Yeah.
I know John Lennon was quoted as an interviewer being like, do you think that Ringo Starr's the best drummer in the world? And John Lennon said, he isn't even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah, I've seen that.
What a good fucking answer, though.
Yeah. But yeah, so it pisses me off that there's all these really dumb weird turnarounds when you're just trying to find out information about, the biggest band that's ever lived, ever. But one of the theories on how they were getting the information out to the public that Paul was dead is that apparently the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album, which if you're not familiar with is the one where it's them in their parade outfit and then it's a bunch of celebrities and historical figures surrounding them.
Oh, I thought you were about to say this is the one with all the dead baby parts.
No, that's it's a weird one.
Yeah, that's one too, though.
That is one, yeah.
If you didn't know about it, yeah, it's just them all hanging out, just bros being bros, and there's just a bunch of baby doll parts, like arms,
and
legs,
fake blood.
heads. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
It's pretty metal. The Beatles had a metal album, apparently.
Yeah.
But So apparently everyone's like, yeah, that's a funeral. And Paul's in the middle because he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could see that.
And then, if you look closely on Paul's jacket, he has a patch that says OPD, which is ambulance term for officially pronounced dead.
Oh.
Except for no the fuck it isn't. The patch says OPP, which stands for Ontario Provincial Police.
Ah.
So, no evidence.
Okay.
Nothing.
None. We're still at a whopping 0 as far as evidence goes.
One step forward, one step back.
It makes me wonder if these things stem from, like, the need to be right. Like, somebody hypothesized it, and then as they're getting debunked, they just start, like, coming up with new shit, because they just can't admit they're fucking wrong.
Yeah, that's what it really sounds like. So the next thing also has to deal with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Of course it does.
On the inside sleeve, the new secret is that George is pointing to the phrase Wednesday morning, 5 o'clock, on one of the lyric parts, which is when, supposedly, Paul is dead?
Okay.
Was it on a Wednesday morning?
Oh, no fucking...
At 5 o'clock? How do you know these things?
Yeah.
Were you there? Did you kill Paul?
Yeah, it's, completely unfounded. No reason. They also claim that, November 9th, 1966 was a stupid bloody Tuesday, which is another song they have, which I don't even remember. Let me see. I looked it up, but I can't remember the answer of if that day was a Tuesday or not.
I really hope it wasn't.
Let's see. Was it a fucking Tuesday?
I want it to be like a Friday.
Yeah. Something way different than Tuesday.
But like way better. Like a Friday or a Saturday. Like
It was a Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well.
So that can count for the Wednesday at 5 o'clock, but not the Tuesday thing.
Yeah. Those fuckers.
So, there's just nothing sounded by that one. But, of course, they couldn't just think that these theories were the only theories. No, we got fucking more that are all just bonkers and don't make any sense. So, one of the other ones states that Paul is dead because on the White Album, there's a song called Revolution Number 9. And in the beginning of the song, they say, number 9, number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when some random dude backmasked it, it fucking apparently said, turn me on, dead man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And this, of course, is not gay necrophilia. It clearly means
Paul is dead.
Paul McCartney is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they backmasked a phrase, which it barely even sounded like any, it just, sounded like a fucking backmasking.
Mm-hmm.
That is metal. Backmasking in general, that's fucking metal.
Yeah, it's pretty metal.
Are the Beatles getting metal?
The Beatles are
I forgot
metal
the
now.
conspiracy. Is it that the Beatles are actually metal?
Yeah, that's the new theory that I have. Then apparently on the White Album also, in between the songs I'm So Tired and Blackbird, there's supposedly the voice of John Lennon saying, Paul is dead, man. Miss him. Miss him.
Ah, yes, because they famously got along.
Yeah.
They never had a dispute, Paul and John.
Nah, they were buds.
To the end.
Maybe he just didn't like the new guy.
He's like, kill the new Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
I to be fair, I'm not even sure when the beef between them, started, but...
Could have been, maybe he really did miss Paul, and then he hates the new guy. Billy Shears.
Paul's dead, man. Miss him. Fucking rip, bro.
Yeah, it's not even, sad. I listened to the recording. It's,
rip, my dude, Paul.
not good.
God. Can't believe he's gone.
Now, this one I really enjoy. Apparently at the end of Strawberry Fields Forever, you can also hear John Lennon saying, I buried Paul. Except for he said fucking cranberry sauce for no reason. And they just caught it on, recording and kept it.
Now he's really
Cranberry
thinking about
sauce,
cranberry sauce, yeah.
I gotta be honest, the only time I ever have or think about cranberry sauce is like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
See, I feel like it's meant to be on the table, and I will sometimes buy it, but I don't fucking touch it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It
It's
looks
like
gross.
solid. It's not a
It comes out
sauce.
the same shape as the can.
Yeah, it's not a sauce.
Yeah, it's like Jell-O. I
Yeah.
don't hate it.
I
Does
don't
anyone
want to touch
even
it.
like cranberries?
No, you just buy it because it's Thanksgiving.
See, I like cranberry juice.
Yeah. I do.
It looks like it's going to
Good
be
for your
grainy.
kidneys and your bladder.
Still bitter, still gross.
It is very bitter, but I don't know. I like it.
But yeah, he said fucking just cranberry sauce. And that's, I don't know.
He likes cranberries, alright.
He was probably high.
Yeah, he's
I
probably
know
thinking
that they
about
were-
that cranberry sauce.
They were a bunch of dopers.
You
They
know
were
what would go
dopers.
really
They
well
were
with this?
dopers, and they probably went to hell.
Cranberry sauce.
Now, if someone hears you say that, they're gonna think you may have said, I buried Paul.
Right. You don't know anybody named Paul, do you?
I know like one Paul.
Okay.
Well, he's fucking
he's dead. He was replaced by Billy Shears. He
Who
replaces
may be
all Pauls.
Ringo.
Yeah. He replaces all Pauls after death.
He just becomes them?
Yeah.
Does he transform? Is he a shapeshifter?
Yes. And
Okay.
he's immortal.
Okay.
He's the Paul bearer. I don't know.
That fit
Sorry.
into the theory.
Yeah.
You know?
The Paul to end all Pauls.
Yeah.
And then one of the other dumb things is that apparently people looked really, really closely to Abbey Road also.
That's the road on the album, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one where
the
they're
s-
walking.
The squiggly lines or
Yeah.
something.
The one that every band ever that's even like set foot in England has redone,
Yeah, where they're just
and every
walking
movie
their
has
little dumb
parodied.
legs.
We should go to England and take a picture of us all just
I was gonna
publicly taking a shit
I was
on.
gonna
Should
say
we do
like
that?
having like a running piss.
Yeah.
It'll be like us, but instead of walking, we'll just be like facing the other way, and there'll just be streams coming, you know.
But everyone that believed in this theory decided that of course it was a funeral procession. Cause what else could it have been?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It was a little off topic, but it was my fantastic joke that came to me in a dream. We were thinking about that.
I forgot about your dream.
My dream joke.
Let's save it for the end, maybe.
Yeah, we'll put it at the end.
Let all of our listeners judge if this was really
It fucking sucks.
a great joke worthy of
Brilliant.
coming to someone in a fucking dream.
Well, not only did it come to Nick in a dream.
We'll save it for the end.
You know.
Okay. But yeah, so it was clearly a funeral procession, everyone decided. And John Lennon is wearing white, signifying that he's the preacher. Because all preachers wear white, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
And then Ringo is dressed in black because he's the Undertaker,
Oh.
Naturally.
of course. And then George is in the way back of the
That's
line.
the conspiracy. Ringo Starr is actually the Undertaker.
Ah, he's been wrestling this whole time.
Yeah.
How many people can Ringo be?
I don't know.
All of them.
Although, to be fair, Billy Shears sounds like a really cool wrestling name. He should have just done that.
Really? I've been thinking about Billy Mays this whole time. Billy
None of us
Shears
do
here.
Billy Mays.
See, Billy Shears as a wrestler, what does he do? Does he come out with like giant shears? Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna trim up some sheep.
Yeah.
Starts like shaving his opponent when he's pinned him down. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
His pubes are out of control, bro.
Gonna be so smooth.
That was stupid. That was really dumb.
Uncomfortable.
Actually, I think that just makes me think of the Freddy guy from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Freaky Fred.
Freaky Fred.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just like shaves Courage and it's
Yeah.
really upset. It's like very upsetting to watch.
Yeah, man.
I guess back to these Beatles.
Yeah.
Wait, George is dressed like a gravedigger, obviously, because he's wearing
He's wearing
blue jeans.
blue jeans. Okay. That's perfect grave digging attire.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I feel like you would get hot.
In fact, that's why I just came from digging graves. That's why.
Exhuming a corpse, of
Yeah,
course.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
To make love to it, of course.
Shout out Carl Tanzler.
Yeah.
And then Jack's got on black, so clearly the what is it?
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Yeah, I got a wrestling match right after this.
I'm ordained. So
Tyler, do you have shoes on?
No.
You get to be Paul, bud.
There we go.
You're dead.
Or you can be the minister. Neither of us have shoes on.
New conspiracy, Tyler's dead.
Can that
Tyler's
be the thing?
dead.
And
Miss him.
Tiddlywinks lives.
Miss him. Maybe
Tiddlywinks?
Maybe Tyler is Tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
Maybe when Tiddlywinks died, we replaced him with Tyler.
Guys, the rabbit hole's going too deep. I can't keep up.
But Paul is theorized to be dead because he's walking out of step with everyone else.
Okay.
He's also wearing black,
Mm-hmm.
which would be what a corpse wears. Not just him and Ringo both wearing black. They're both wearing black, but
No, that would be gay.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
It's the other theory.
He's holding a cigarette in his right hand, even though Paul McCartney is a lefty.
My goodness.
Man.
He can't, like, switch hands from time to time?
No, absolutely not.
Especially not that cigarette smoking hand.
Yeah.
And he's barefoot, which is a sign of mourning in Sicily. A place he's not from.
Yeah.
Shit.
And it's not in that picture.
Yeah, nothing about it.
Yeah.
So
fuck?
what does Sicily have to do
It's
with...
just a sign of mourning
You-
in Sicily.
You are putting pieces together for conspiracy theories, how their minds work. They're like,
I
they have to find something.
that's a big stretch to connect those dots. That's a big stretch.
Well, and this one's a big stretch too. There's a Volkswagen in the back of the
Oh,
picture.
Nazis.
Is that a sign of mourning in Germany?
And the license plate said, if 28, which is important, because if Paul was alive, he would have been 28. Except for he was fucking 27 years old. So it doesn't make any sense either. Oh, and another stretch was, I don't have it in my notes, but I think his wife's name was Laura or something like that. Something that started with an L. And the license plate said like LMW if 28. And everyone was like, the LMW means Laura McCartney weeps. Or something like that.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Ugh.
It's a fucking Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just...
Pulled him so far the sap came out.
This whole, like, at first I wasn't as skeptical, you know? At first I was like, okay, maybe.
Yeah,
The
at
Beatles
first-
were super big. If he died, I could see them doing a
good old switcheroo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there. I was in. I understood. I was like, okay, I can get it somewhere. No, after reading this, I fucking am like, yeah, this is just Paul McCartney and y'all are fucking idiots.
You know, he died. Just get over it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, it wouldn't... lots of people died back then, like, that weren't supposed to, I guess, at the time. Like, you got, like, Buddy Holly and shit like that. They all, like, died early. So, like, what makes Paul McCartney special? Like, they would have... If he actually died, they would have probably taken the time to make money by having some big memorial concert or some shit. for him.
Yeah. But
And replace him with
for
somebody.
sure alive. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
fine. One of my favorite things that they notice is when you look up pictures of Billy Shears, you really, really gotta try to find them, first of all. So you have to type in Billy Shears and Paul McCartney, or else it's gonna be like, do you mean Ringo Starr?
Because he's also Billy Shears.
He's also everyone's Billy Shears.
Did you mean...
Yeah, straight up, if you search Billy Shears, Google will be like, did you mean Ringo Starr? And then it'll just show you Ringo's page. But everyone's super, super, super into the fact that Paul McCartney used to have attached earlobes. And now he has detached earlobes. It couldn't simply be the fact he's aged 50 years.
Absolutely
and his
not.
old man ears are getting a little droopy.
No.
It couldn't be that.
Maybe
Nope.
they got
That
cut.
doesn't happen.
They got cut by Billy Shears.
Billy came up there. Just snipped him.
With his shears, yeah.
Billy Shears, of course.
Yeah.
Billy Shears. The one end's a Billy Club.
Now,
Ooh.
another bit of information that's why he was definitely a new guy. Paul McCartney didn't have a mustache.
Oh.
And then one day, boom,
He had a mustache. Wow.
Yeah, they all fucking did out of nowhere. They went to India and did acid, and then they came back with fucking mustaches. That's
I want to go to
and
India
everyone's
do
made
acid and come
fucking
back with a
jokes
mustache.
about it for fucking Jesus goddamn Christ. Like everybody's made jokes about it for like fucking 60 years at this point.
Different guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and this was a really dumb fucking thing, but I was so excited about it. Apparently, when you're deep in the Paul McCartney is dead lore, people refer to the fake Paul McCartney as Fall. Like Paul and fake combined into one word.
Oh,
And I hate it.
very clever.
That's kind of cute, right?
Like, they gave him a nickname. Like, they know he's Billy West. They already made that up. Why not just call him Billy? Why did they make a new name for him?
Yeah.
I would have just called him like Faux McCartney.
Yeah.
Nope, it's Faul. Fall McCartney.
Full McCartney.
And it
I think
sucks.
mine's better.
Yeah, it is better, and that's why it's funny as shit to me. There were so many opportunities to call him anything else. The last 2 bits of information I have is just quotes of Paul McCartney about what it was, him dying. Apparently in 1974, he told the Rolling Stone, because someone in the Rolling Stone told him, "Look, Paul, you're dead." And he's just replied, "Oh, I don't think I agree with that." And that's a really weird way to say
Yeah.
the reply.
I don't
a little
think
bizarre.
I am.
Yeah.
Paul, you're dead. No?
I don't agree with that.
Last time I checked.
And then randomly at one point when told that he was dead by like another interviewer being like, "What do you have to say about the rumors of you being dead?" And he said, "Oh, I guess if I died, I would be the last to know." Which is also a weird one.
Just a really bad joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really bad joke.
Nah,
We'll hear
well,
a
you're
worse
trying
joke at the end.
No, it's brilliant. I'm telling you right now. It's
Alright.
years in the making.
Well, so that just about wraps it up for Paul McCartney then?
Yeah, he's fucking alive. He's
I
fine.
don't know.
Don't worry about him.
There was the time he wasn't wearing shoes.
But what about the earlobes?
And the mustache.
And the Volkswagen.
And the Volkswagen?
Oh, yeah, the Volkswagen is also on the curb slightly. So, for sure, that came up for why he died in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
It all checks out, really.
Mhm.
When you think about it like a crazy person, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Not that someone, just was bad at parking.
Well, if you remember, when he said, "I am the Eggman,"
Yeah.
I am the Eggman, I am the Walrus,
That's a change of identity.
cuckoo, ka-choo, cuckoo, ka-choo, ka-choo. And the Eggman, of course, in this metaphor, is Paul McCartney, and the Walrus is
Billy Shears.
Billy Shears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a change in identity.
Yeah, it shows like I don't even know if Paul McCartney was the one who sung that song. That reeks of John Lennon bullshit, I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe it was the one song Ringo got to do, because it is very weird.
No, that was Octopus's Garden.
Uh,
He didn't sing it, though. He just wrote it.
You guys know way more about the Beatles than I do.
My dad was fucking obsessed. Like, this was, like, more important than, like, math in my childhood.
You don't need to know your times tables. You need to know about the White Album.
That's the thing. Like, as a kid, I liked the Beatles, because it's, like, that was music. That's, like, that was all of the music I knew. Nowadays, I don't know.
Beatles fucking suck.
I kind of think they fucking suck. There's a couple good songs.
Twist and Shout is still and will always be a banger.
I hate that song.
You're missing out.
But there's like I Every edgelord likes it, but Eleanor Rigby, I genuinely do think that's like a pretty well composed song. Yeah. But we should probably quit talking about the fucking Beatles.
Let's talk about music, though.
Yeah.
Originally, I wanted to do Elvis because, originally I wanted to do Tupac, but that whole thing is a whole nother episode in itself. So I was like, all right, I'll do Elvis. Elvis is, a cool cat. There's a lot to him. And then I started reading about Elvis, and then I was just like, oh, fuck. This is the same thing all over again. And I want to now do an episode on Elvis in the future.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that. So there is some interesting shit with, like, the FBI. And
so much. And, like, the whole, he faked his death because the mafia was gonna, whack him because he was an undercover agent.
There's also the fact that he's like a pedophile and
there's married
that. Like a 13-year-old, and he ate those like deep fried peanut butter jelly bacon Hawaiian rolls every day, and then was like he died on the toilet. The king of rock and roll wouldn't die on the toilet. It's like, did you see what he fucking ate every day?
Okay, but like I would try that.
I would too.
I don't know, man. I'm already pushing it, Look at me.
You find that one sandwich, your sandwich, right? That sandwich that you can always go back to, that tried and true.
Yeah, it's called marijuana, and then fucking salami and Doritos on bread.
Yeah, he found his salami and Doritos on bread.
It's like the greatest shit when you're stoned.
It was just deep fried with like fucking peanut butter and bananas.
Yeah, peanut butter and banana. I think marshmallow fluff.
And bacon.
Yeah,
there was bacon in it. Bacon. There was like bacon and ham or some shit. I don't know. It was
like
fucking
a sweet
wild.
And salty,
Yeah,
I guess.
I would fucking crush that.
I don't think that. I would hope you guys wouldn't, because he died on the fucking toilet.
I'm not saying I'm gonna have one for every meal. I'm just saying, I would try that.
Sounds like a lot of work to do for.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Anyway.
Yeah. So instead of Elvis, I thought I would do something a bit more upbeat, and I looked into the conspiracy that Khloe Kardashian is not, in fact, a Kardashian, but she is a Simpson.
Like from The Simpsons?
Yes.
Yellow skin?
No, not. Well, she kind of already has that. But I think that's more of like a spray-on.
Oh, yeah, the spray tan.
Or jaundice.
Or she's a jaundice adult.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. I just feel like I would like see someone, just like see like someone that walked out of the Simpsons universe,
Yeah.
No, Simpson as in OJ, as in juice.
The juice.
As in the Broncos juice.
Such a good guy.
The guy that didn't kill those people?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Because the glove.
The glove didn't fit.
Yeah, they had to acquit.
And they must have quit.
I don't know if we're going to take a stance on this one on this show.
I don't think he did it.
Oh.
I don't think he did it.
Really?
I really don't think he did it. When you look at some of the evidence, don't get me wrong. He had the motive.
I think he did it. I don't know. I don't want to argue about that right now. That's not even a conspiracy.
But no, if you look at some of, like, just family portraits between the Kardashians, Khloe is that one black sheep, that one, sore thumb that really sticks out. Everyone else is like...
So I didn't know... I genuinely know as little as humanly possible about the Kardashians, other than a few facts of just them being general pieces of shit. It wasn't until Haley had sent that picture over, and then I, Googled them, and I looked at the whole family, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, she doesn't look like any of them.
Yeah, you have to look at, their plastic surgery, obviously, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah,
she also looks just like OJ.
Yeah, she has OJ's fucking jawline.
And nose.
They're all... 5'11", 5'7".
Oh, she's a tall bitch.
Yeah, she's up there. She is she looks down on everyone in that family.
There's a picture of her standing next to her one sister, and she's a good 2 feet taller than her.
Oh wow!
She also has blonde hair. I do not know what ethnicity the Kardashians are, but it's a very olive skin, black hair, very prominent, I'm gonna say like Greek or something Italian.
They're like Middle Eastern, I think.
Something right around there.
Yeah.
You kind of can see it when you look at it, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't have those features.
Yeah.
Not really. She looks nothing like any of her sisters. You can kind of, go on like an age thing or, maybe genetics, but...
But when you look at pictures of them all before plastic surgery, like, she still, like, stands out. Like, she has a very wide nose, whereas they all have, like, long and slender noses. Like, that are more, like, I guess you could say, like, almost hooked a little bit before plastic surgery, whereas hers is more wide. Like
hers is a bit more, it's like flatter.
Yeah.
Again, blonde hair. No, it's a big family. Okay, like it's a pretty. If you look at the family tree, it's substantial. They all have fucking black hair.
I thought you were going to say something about their boobs from the way you were.
No, that was just I just talk with my hands sometimes.
And you're like substantial, and you had the two hands out, and I was like, okay, we're talking about boobies.
Tits.
All right.
Heck yeah. There she is next to her sisters.
Holy fuck.
Right?
She looks like a giant.
Yeah, she's way tall next to them.
She could eat them. Like, one bite.
It's... Again, she looks down on all of them. Not metaphorically, just physically looks down.
So
she has to look down.
Where exactly does the connection come in specifically that she's O.J. Simpson's daughter?
So the connection kind of comes in with... So Robert, her supposedly biological father, the lawyer, he was one of O.J.'s lawyers when everything happened.
Okay.
And there was supposedly some kind of connection between O.J. and Chris, Chloe's mother. Now, O.J. has come out, I think it was like 2019, and came out on like a Father's Day thing and was like, I am not her father. And, basically denied everything from that. And even Chloe has said that, like, Robert, her supposedly
she refuses to
father,
get a DNA test.
Yeah. They refuse to do that. She, is more, I know who my dad is.
Which I guess I kind of get. Like, it's
He
like
raised her.
saying, like, a DNA test isn't going to make a difference kind of thing. But...
Wouldn't you be a little curious?
Yeah.
Like, just a little. Like, if there was, like, a sliver, just like, what's it gonna hurt?
Get that sweet, sweet OJ money.
Yeah. So much of it left these days, I'm sure.
Yeah. Certainly hasn't gotten into even more legal trouble since then.
But yeah, I know, like, didn't, like, at one point Chris say something like, well, I did have affairs with my husband, but just not with OJ, who her family was always hanging out with.
That's another thing I was gonna get into. There are reports of her saying that she's had affairs, and there's also another one saying that Chloe looks a lot like the family hairdresser, as a guy named Alex. And if you look at like younger pictures of him from during that time, and look at pictures of Chloe, again, it's very.
But is
very
he
similar.
built like a fucking linebacker?
A little bit. A little bit.
So, but the theory
he's got
is...
some broad shoulders. He's got a flatter nose. He's...
So it's like the theory is then suggesting that OJ is the father and then her actual mother is the mother, or are they trying to say that she's the OJ and Nicole's kid?
It's OJ and Chris.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kris Kardashian.
Yeah, Nicole's still dead.
But like that makes me wonder even more
Oh, she
about
is?
like the blonde hair though. Like where would that come from? From two people with dark hair. It's a recessive trait.
I don't know.
That is also fair. I don't know how much blonde hair OJ's genes could carry.
Yeah.
At least 1%.
Well, that's kind of an interesting one.
It's definitely a good...
I just think
it was a good read. I learned a little bit about their family, and I hated it.
Okay.
That's
fair.
They're...
I just absolutely love that the mom was like, well, I did have affairs, like, all the time, but not with OJ.
Yeah, I didn't bring that guy.
Why is she so openly not...
I was poking around, just not with him.
That would be a huge power move, though, to bang the guy that your husband is prosecuting.
Oh, man.
God.
Yeah.
He must really hate your husband.
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
I thought he was on the defense team.
I don't know. I thought Rob Kardashian was the prosecutor.
No, I thought he came
Yeah,
out.
I think they're all buds.
Oh,
Yeah,
are
they were buds beforehand.
Okay,
He came
never
out of
mind.
retirement to be on his defense.
We're all bringing out our phones. Mine's still loading, so you guys go ahead.
Yeah, no, they were. They met before
Robert.
OJ was even in the Broncos. They met when OJ was in California when he was still playing for a university.
Mm-hmm.
Robert. Well, this is before he was a lawyer too, though, as well. They were essentially friends well before both of them were successful.
Yeah, the only one I just remember from that was
Cochran.
Yeah, Johnny Cochran.
Yeah, he was
on the defense team.
I don't even know if he was on the team. It just says he was by his side throughout the trial.
Like,
He was
just
also-
hanging
He's
out
just
there.
kind of there.
He was quoted as saying, "I have doubts. The blood evidence is the biggest thorn in my side that causes me the greatest problems," referencing the DNA evidence that was used in the trial, and he was saying that in a context that, like, he's starting to actually doubt OJ's innocence, specifically. So, I don't know if he was actually involved with the legal thing.
From what it looked like he was more of like a legal advisor. Which it said like he came out of retirement for, so I'm assuming his name had some weight to it, so having that person on your team it can't hurt.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not quite as bonkers as Paul McCartney's death, but an interesting.
There's
one.
more evidence that actually makes fucking sense in yours.
Yeah, there is, and that family has some fucking skeletons in their closet looking at you, Caitlyn Jenner, fucking mowing people down in your car left and right.
Well,
They're just famous for being famous.
yeah. There's really no reason. They're famous
Caitlyn
'cause-
Jenner was a famous athlete, but
Other than
Yeah, but then what really skyrocketed him was the porn tape. That was it.
good old Kim.
Yeah, he did it.
I saw that video. I was a teenager. But yeah, I'd say we're at about 46 minutes, which already makes this longer than most of our short show and tell episodes. So let's keep this train rolling.
Oh, I wanted a cigarette.
Oh, you wanted a cigarette?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we can take a
take a
break.
break.
The second half might end up being shorter,
Oh, yeah.
but we will be right back.
see ya.
And we're back.
Yes, we are. And we got some stories to tell you on this second half.
We do.
Although, mine is kind of short. And, not really. I guess I could talk at length about it, and it's actually very dumb.
Mine is... I'm going to present a case, and then I have several examples that we can get into. So,
Okay.
probably not going to be as long as Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
But,
Sorry,
you're good.
I talk a lot.
No, yeah, that was fine, because, again, this is dumb. Well, initially, again, I had to pivot, too, because I was going to do the one that I'd heard about, where it was like, something about Gwen Stefani dying, and then her brother took over after getting a sex change or something, and I was like, then I looked that up, and I couldn't find it, so there's new conspiracy theories about that now, and that's that either I made it up,
Okay, yeah.
Or-
I'm on that one.
or the Illuminati erased all of its existence
You know
from the
too
annals
much.
of the internet. Yeah,
Hmm.
What if we just start making up conspiracy theories?
I thought about that. I would love to do that.
Well, the Gwen Stefani one, it's gonna happen now.
Yeah, but I swear I've heard kids talking about.
I
that
swear
shit
I've heard
back
that
then.
too.
Yeah. But I'm like, man, this is Mandela effect.
But
Is
you
that
might
thing-
have also just told me that, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible.
Now, is that on the same level as like Marilyn Manson getting his lower ribs removed.
Yeah, pretty much.
So he can blow himself.
Yeah.
That's what my topic is. Not really.
Damn it, really? Spoiler.
Yeah. I know, I've got something much more exciting, which is that apparently the internet thinks that Katy Perry is actually John Benet Ramsey.
I love that.
This is a real interesting one because I actually just recently listened to Last Podcast on the Left. Little bit they did. It was a Christmas special a couple years ago, I think.
I thought you were about to say I was just listening to Firework earlier.
And they talked about the whole John Benet Ramsey thing, respectfully, as they do.
Right.
And they did talk a little bit about conspiracies, but I don't believe this one came up. If it did, I was not paying attention.
So I definitely know who John Benet Ramsey is, but for those of us that don't know who he is...
it's just a little girl, first of all. She used to do
She's
pageants.
America's sweetheart.
Yeah. She did pageants.
Died.
Yeah. She was murdered.
Dead.
Brutally.
No, she was kidnapped, and there was the ransom note, and and her body was found, and they definitely didn't do it.
Yeah, her parents definitely didn't do it.
It's a really fucked up story. But yeah, we should probably gloss over it for people. I'm sure people are familiar with the name, but some people probably don't know the story.
Yeah, so basically her parents probably did it for sure, and
her parents probably did it for sure.
Yeah. And but the case was never solved, which really
she went missing. They made like a really shitty ransom note. It got huge public attention, and I want to say when her body was found in pretty disturbing condition with some even more disturbing evidence around the genital region, suggesting some pretty fucked up things.
This ransom note, did they cut out letters and then glue them onto paper to spell out?
Because that's really the only way to do a ransom note.
Yeah, no.
I don't remember if they did that, but I know they did some cheesy ass shit like that.
That's exactly what I would do.
If you were to murder a child.
To have any kind of ransom note, any reason, I'm gonna go with the classic. Cut out some letters, glue it on.
It's a lot of work.
Put my fingerprints all over that fucking paper.
Right? Yeah. Just wear gloves.
So people like me will be like, "Oh, sweet, a punk rock show," and then they'll read it and be like, "Oh man, I thought this was a punk rock flyer."
Nope, I'm just asking for money.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, we all, or most of us, are now up to speed, I guess, on John Benet Ramsey.
There we go.
So, for some reason, there was a video uploaded on YouTube back in like 2014 and has since been taken down. Or of somebody claiming that Katy Perry is John Benet Ramsey.
Of course.
A lot of these theories pop up, and it's like... The only real reason is because they're like, she looks like her. And her parents look like John Benet Ramsey's parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty damning evidence there.
How dare people, in a world with 7 billion people, you mean that 2 people who look the same would produce a child that looks almost like 2 people's child?
Right. Some, like, white people, yeah. They all look the same to me anyway. So.
A little far-fetched.
But, there's actually even another, like, I guess it spawned all kinds of, like, YouTubers, putting in their 2 cents about it. Some guy, like, talked about how eyebrows don't change, and they compared their eyebrows. Now, I feel like this is even dumber. I don't know.
There's no way eyebrows could change. No way you could shave eyebrows.
Or do anything to your eyebrows that would...
Yeah, I shave my eyebrows off and draw them on different every day of my life.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. Same eyebrows since you were a baby, though. You are a totally different person now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Conspiracy theory, I'm
John
Benet Ramsey.
You're John Benet Ramsey now. Those are your eyebrows from birth. But, and there were things like clues in her songs and things like that people were like, that people supposedly picked up on.
Ooh.
Yeah. And, I'm going to talk about this first, though. It was like a memoir that she wrote, which I wasn't aware Katy Perry wrote a memoir, or why we needed a Katy Perry memoir, but she wrote a memoir. Yeah.
She's America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Is she?
No.
We're all America's sweetheart.
She
really.
made a song about lesbians.
I thought that was
so
Drew
she's
Barrymore.
America's sweetheart. But yeah, I mean, Drew Barrymore did a bunch of drugs.
I mean, you can't be America's sweetheart without,
Drew Barrymore does drugs. We had to pause, and I don't remember the last thing we said. I thought I could play it off. I'm just going to address it.
Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah, she was a childhood drug addict. Shame.
She did drugs with Courtney Love, I'm pretty sure.
A Pharrell? Is that a thing? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, not Pharrell. That's
Pharrell?
who Gwen Stefani rapped with.
You mean Gwen Stefani's brother.
There we go.
Gwen Stefani's brother, Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, it's like you weren't even paying attention, Jack.
It's funnier to me to imagine that Gwen Stefani would have a brother whose name is also Gwen Stefani.
I'll tell you one thing, with that conspiracy theory, I have no doubt in my mind.
Oh yeah, don't fucking let this podcast end until Nick tells his bad joke.
Yeah.
We'll do that later.
Yeah.
But anyways, one of the lines, going back to her memoir, because we wanted to talk about that, one of the lines that she said in it was, not that I was one of those stage kids. There was no John Benet Ramsey inside of me waiting to burst out. So, the internet was
what
like...
a dumb lyric.
No, that wasn't a song lyric.
Oh, okay.
It was in her memoir. So...
What a dumb memoir.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a dumb fucking memoir.
And then, so the internet was just like, yeah, the Illuminati always puts clues hidden in plain sight like that. So, like, that was their...
Of course.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
So are they saying that she's part of the Illuminati then?
I don't even know. I don't think they know at this point. I think they just, like... When there's holes in the story, they just fill it with Illuminati. They're just like, yeah, Illuminati did it.
And then that just... Everything's fine.
Yeah, and it all makes sense now. It's all together. Illuminati is the Flex Seal of bad conspiracy theories.
This just sounds like a bad Mad Lib.
Yeah, no, yeah, but this is what the internet believes. And I guess her back to where she was talking about lyrics and stuff in her song. A lot of her songs deal with like rebirth and stuff like that. So like, yeah, people were like, yeah, that's definitely it. She's talking about how she died.
What else could that mean?
Right. The biggest hole in this conspiracy theory, though, is that John Benet Ramsey died in 1996 at 6 years old, and Katy Perry would have been 11.
That's her fake age.
Yeah, they made up her birthday and everything. It's like Chuck E. Cheese. She has no birthday.
Yeah, that reference that's super topical and everyone knows.
Yeah.
That I got yelled at about.
So this is why she looks 5 years older, not because of the drugs and, being on tour, but because she actually is 5 years older.
No, well, she would be 5 years... She would supposedly be 5 years younger than what she's saying she is.
Oh, I had that backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, because, if she were to be... Jean Benet Ramsey, she would have been 11 at the time of death, instead of 6. Unless she's, I don't know. I'm not going to even give this theory too much more weight. I'm just like, unless she's like, yeah, lying, and, she could be...
We've already debunked it, unless everyone is lying.
Yeah. It's the Illuminati.
The Illuminati.
Yeah. So, yeah, and that's basically everything in it. It's Illuminati stuff.
Hell yeah.
But, and again, the eyebrows, people said they put, pictures of her face over top of Katy Perry's face, and they're just like, see?
See? One face over another face. See,
yeah.
They both have eyebrows. See, the eyes are in the same spot above the nose.
They both have white skin. It's
the
crazy.
The mouth.
It just
bottom
feels
center
to me like such a low brow thing to turn into a conspiracy conspiracy theory.
Yeah. And, like what would be the point?
A terrible thing happened to that little girl, and everyone fucking knows her parents were involved.
Mm-hmm. Her parents are probably the ones that made the YouTube video. They're probably like, yeah, she's not
deflect the chance.
she's not dead. She's Katy Perry now.
We didn't fuck up that bad. She turned out all right.
All right, I just had to know. They don't look necessarily that similar.
Yeah, like,
okay, that's a little white girl and that's a white adult woman.
Yeah, like, and children's faces, like, change, you know, as they get older. Like, I don't look like a child anymore.
A lot.
Yeah.
They look nothing. This is not the same human.
No. Yeah, no.
Like, I've seen plenty of pictures of kids and then, like, them be adults.
You know what? I didn't look up pictures of their parents, though. And I feel like I need to see what John Benet Ramsey's parents... Because it's been a while. The last time I'd heard about that was around when it happened, you know. John Benet Ramsey's parents... John Benet Ramsey's...
When you search John Benet Ramsey, Katy Perry, the fourth image to pop up on Google is Khloe Kardashian.
We
have a new conspiracy.
Yes.
They're all the same guy.
Katy Perry
OJ.
is actually
John
OJ.
Benet. Katy Perry. Khloe. All the same guy.
I like to think that Katy Perry is actually... Or John Benet Ramsey is now actually O.J. Simpson.
And then O.J. Simpson is actually Billy Shears.
What the fuck? Yeah,
we're doing it.
This is a great conspiracy theory.
I'm trying to find this, like, I can't, I just see John Benet Ramsey's parents. I don't see Katy Perry's parents. Oh wait, there's Katy Perry's parents. I don't even really look, I don't know.
Look at this solid evidence, guys. Beautiful.
Yeah,
This child that looks like a Pixar Elsa fuck up definitely looks like this grown woman.
Yeah.
Thanks, the internet.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, no. That's way off.
But you know what? No, because she looks exactly like her, and that's the theory.
So it must be true.
Yeah. Like I told you, it was a very dumb conspiracy theory. I was really hoping... just how obscure and stupid it was, I was thinking it would be a funny thing to talk about, but it was just like... Yeah. It was easily debunked by the fact that Katy Perry is older than John Benet Ramsey.
by the fact that clearly they're different human beings.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to say something. This has been a really fun episode, right? We've stayed within our wheelhouse. We talked about a very influential musician possibly having died and been replaced. That's in our wheelhouse. It has to do with death. We talked about how Khloe Kardashian's she might actually have her father being the fucking infamous O.J. Simpson, who may or may not be a murderer.
And may or may not be America's sweetheart, John Benet Ramsey.
Yeah. We have Katy Perry might be John Benet Ramsey, which ties into a really horrific case involving a fake kidnapping and a dead little girl. Now I'm here to ask the real hard-hitting questions. Is Stevie Wonder actually blind? I want to know all your guys' opinions right now.
I mean...
I feel like there's a test, right?
You can throw something at him for sure.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who Stevie Wonder is.
He's
Superstition.
That did not help me.
Superstition.
You don't know who Stevie Wonder is?
Writing on the
Are you
walls.
kidding me right now?
No.
Okay.
13-year-old baby? 13-month-old baby?
I don't know.
Let's start with this. Just to get you guys on the side of this man can't be trusted. Stevie Wonder. What would you assume his real first name is?
Steven.
Yeah.
Steven?
Yeah.
Steven?
Sickle?
Steve Burt?
Anyway, you guys ready for this?
Stephanie.
John Benet Ramsey?
Steveland Hardaway
Steve Lynn.
Why
Morris.
was mine really close, though?
Steveland Hardaway Morris. That is his actual name.
I would have went with Stevie as well.
But no, born May 13th, 1950, known professionally as Stevie Wonder. He's an American singer, songwriter, musician, and record producer, often hailed as a musical genius. He is one of the world's best-selling musicians with sales over 100 million records worldwide.
Impressive.
So, he's incredibly influential in pop and R&B.
Yeah.
He's
goes without saying.
known for like having influence in like gospel, funk, jazz, fucking
he's all over the place.
Blues, soul. Stevie Wonder is fucking had a great career. Now,
however,
Stevie Wonder might not actually be blind. And that's sort of one of the most amazing things about him, is that he is, in fact, blind.
Okay, but, like, again, there's got to be a test, right?
Oh, we'll start talking about some of these.
So the test is you throw something at him.
So,
just start fucking flinging shit at Stevie Wonder.
You hit him in the face, you did it. He's blind.
So Stevie Wonder was born prematurely, before his eyes' blood vessels had actually properly formed. Which caused his retinas to be detached at birth and made him blind very, very shortly after being born.
Sucks. But that's probably better than, losing it later on.
Now, some people have it in their head that this might actually just be one big PR stunt. And Stevie himself has made an insane amount of jokes about it. Like,
at least he's being a good sport. Imagine being being born blind. Everyone's just like, you can see though, right?
Yeah. So he's had
quit pretending.
He's had a pretty successful.
How often do you think people did throw stuff at him?
Oh, at least once or twice. At least.
I don't know, but we're going to talk about some wild antics here that you tell me if a blind man could feasibly do these things. So the first real public one happened, kind of later in his life. Super public. A lot of people were watching it. It was in 2010, while he was performing with Paul McCartney.
Okay.
It's all connected.
Yeah. So probably Billy Shears.
Yeah, Billy Shears, who is actually OJ, who is actually Jean-Benet Ramsey.
So in 2010... he is performing at the White House with a group performance with Paul McCartney, and someone had bumped into a microphone stand, and it began to fall over. And Stevie Wonder looked at it and reached out to try and catch it.
Because he's Daredevil.
Yeah, maybe he sees a world on fire.
Maybe he does. But 68 years old, keeping this whole facade up for 68 goddamn years, potentially.
So, does it say what happened after he catches this thing mid-fall? Did everyone around him, do they just stop what they're doing and just stare? It's a miracle!
It's total silence.
So basically, when that event happened, the internet did its thing, and conspiracy theories started running wild, and people started doing some digging, and a very interesting hobby of Stevie Wonder's came into question.
He paints, doesn't he?
Stevie was pictured taking a picture of Michael Jackson at the Motown Museum in 1996.
Well, I mean...
He wants to remember that time he met his bud Michael Jackson.
I could direct a blind person to take my picture.
But why?
Could you? Could you tell him which button to hit?
A little bit to the
when
left.
There's a lot of seeing boys there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with eyes.
You said that like he
A lot of
doesn't
people
have eyes.
With functioning eyes.
I hear when you're blind, they just take them out. They're like, you don't need these.
Yeah, maybe that's what we should do.
Yeah.
We should be like, all right, Stevie, since you can't see, we're going to take your eyes. And then if he's like, no, then it's like...
Yeah, totally fucking faking it.
Hear me out. What if we just, throw back to Salem, we put him in a room with a bear. If the bear kills him, he's blind, we proved it. However, if he, avoids the bear,
Or if he kills the
Now
bear.
Or if
you're
he kills the
saying
bear.
throwback to Salem, but I can't recall any time a bear was used.
well, this
Now-
is I'm using the classic. Put them in a river with a bunch of rocks, and if they float, they're a witch, and if they sink, then they're not. But that doesn't really work with blind people. So bear, because bear.
You could still put him in a river, I guess, if you wanted.
I don't know what that would prove, though.
I don't know.
2016. There's a little event happening. Some people are watching. It's called, I don't know, the Grammys.
Okay, big
Stevie
deal.
Wonder is handed an envelope
Does he read it?
to read who won an award.
He
Here's the thing. They did say that the envelope, the name was in Braille.
okay.
However, he's fumbling with the envelope and looking straight ahead, and he doesn't quite get it open until he looks down at it, gets it in the right position, and then opens it. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Shaquille O'Neal has a little thing to say about Stevie Wonder's blindness. Now, I don't know if we can trust Shaq. He's done some questionable things. The Shaq-a-roni pizza? I don't know.
It was the same amount of pepperoni.
Yes, but I don't know.
Shaq Fu, Gold Bond, the General Auto Insurance.
You know a lot about Shaq's sponsors.
That's all I know.
This is like one of the first times you have like extra knowledge this episode.
It's gonna be the only time.
It's just like things that sponsored Shaq.
During an interview, Shaquille O'Neal says, I'm going to tell y'all a Stevie Wonder story, but you aren't going to believe me.
Does that just come up randomly in the topic?
Shaq's a pretty unhinged fella. I don't
Yeah.
know if you're familiar, but the story goes that one of the most dominant players the NBA has ever seen lives in the same apartment complex in Los Angeles as the music icon and bumped into him one day in the elevator. It's a true
Probably watch
story.
where he's going.
O'Neal begins. We live in a building on Wilshire Boulevard. You park your car and in the valets down there. I'm already in the building and I'm coming through the lobby. Door opens and it's Stevie Wonder. He comes in, says, "What's up, Shaq?" Presses the button. It's a true story. Presses the button, gets off on his floor by himself, goes to his room. I went and called every person I knew and told the story. None of them believed me.
Okay, but
He
like
got
same.
on the elevator and was like, "What's up, Shaq? How you doing, big dog?"
That's not how I think Stevie Wonder talks.
Shaq is just standing there, mouth open, like, what?
It's like, how'd you know?
It's like the imagine Stevie Wonder took off his sunglasses and just said, "No one's gonna fucking believe you, Shaq. You hear me? You might be big. You might be big, but no one's gonna fucking believe you, big man." And then stabbed him and took his kidney. I don't know.
Yeah. As Stevie Wonder does for his silly pranks.
He gave him that, like, I'm watching you, eye signal with his fingers and eyes.
Yeah.
Let's go back and talk about one of Stevie Wonder's longtime friends, Lionel Richie. Are you familiar with Lionel Richie?
No.
No. Hello, is it me you're looking for? You don't know that one either?
I know that song.
I can see it in your eyes.
Anyway,
I
so
can
Lionel Richie
feel it
is
in your
not
smile.
convinced that his friend Stevie Wonder is completely blind after a terrifying possible prank. Is this fucking playing audio? Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
what
I was
is-
like, why
I
are
was
they
like, what?
screaming?
Is there a
I
baby
don't
crying?
understand.
It was a motorcycle.
Oh.
But so now this one could be a prank, but Lionel Richie is at Stevie Wonder's house. Oh, let's actually just talk about Stevie Wonder's house though real quick. His walls are lined with photographs that he took because he considers photography a hobby.
Well, it is.
The blind man considers himself a hobbyist photographer.
Well, photography
yeah.
is a hobby.
And people have seen his work say he has a natural eye for it.
Okay, but like I can take a picture of just about anything, and someone's gonna say I have an eye for something.
But you have eyes.
I
So,
do have eyes.
Lionel Richie goes as far as to say, "I've been spending my whole life with him thinking he can see. I know he can see. He said this on the Kelly Clarkson show. Says, I went to his house once, and he says, want to hear a new song? I've got it in the car. Come on and go with me.
I'm sorry, he has a car?
So they went out to his garage. Yes. I mean, he would have aides, like people to assist him and stuff. But he said, you sit on the passenger side, I'll sit on the driver's side. Lionel Richie was a little hesitant, but got in on the passenger side, as Stevie Wonder got into the driver's seat. He said,
He wants to feel normal.
he turns the car on, he puts the tape in, and then he says he does this, and he gestured like turning around, arm behind the passenger seat, and puts the car in reverse and starts driving down the driveway backwards.
Ah.
He screamed, Lionel screamed, Stevie, what are you doing? And then Stevie slammed on the brakes, laughed, and said, I got you, didn't I?
Okay, but like...
If I was blind, I would do that shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that. He's probably been up and down that drive a handful of times with AIDS. He knows how long it is. He knows that he can go back for a certain bit. Yeah, no. I believe the shit out of that.
Now, this is a name I don't know how to pronounce, but it's Stevie Wonder's ex-girlfriend. Goes by... Well, you know what, Nick? You might actually know this one.
Oh, Mbappe? I don't know.
Mbappe? Yeah, I don't know.
Mbappe.
It's spelled Mbappe.
Mbappe.
So, she accused Stevie of telling a few lies to stand out from the crowd and get attention. Said, all the big names had a gimmick back then. Stevie was the genius in glasses who couldn't see a thing. Insisting that he was kind of forced to stick with it and live the rest of his life as a pretend blind man. She has seen his photographs and says she's the one who said he has a natural eye for photography, and she has seen him looking down the lens of cameras to line up shots properly. Stevie loves basketball and is often spotted sitting courtside and cheering on the action.
I did see that one.
Well, can he play basket? No, that doesn't make sense.
Here's the actual
That's
quote.
where I was going.
Have you seen him taking photographs? He is an amazing photographer. He peers down the lens and viewfinders, composing beautiful photos. He has a great eye. His walls are covered with gorgeous photos he has taken around the world. He shows these photos to house guests, and they still don't get it. He can see. People are so gullible, it's truly phenomenal. That's what she says.
So his girlfriend said he can see?
Ex-girlfriend, but yes, that's her saying he absolutely can see. Now,
this might be like one of the only times Stevie Wonder can say that bitch is crazy, and it actually like.
Now, I do have one more.
Oh,
this one's just kind of silly. Boy George.
The infamous kidnapper, Boy George?
Infamous kidnapper.
Karma Chameleon?
No, kidnapper. That's all he's famous for.
But yes, singer of Culture Club and the absolute banger Karma Chameleon. Claimed he was at a party when Stevie noticed him, marched over, and put him in a play-fighting headlock. And he says, how could he know where I was if he's completely blind? And I believe that was the last one I have. Let me double check. Yeah.
So my conclusion, Stevie Wonder has a weird sense of humor, has an earpiece, and just has like an aide with like binoculars outside of buildings, and he just directs him.
I'm not going to lie. I went into this one thinking, what assholes are going to come after this poor blind man and accuse... After like watching the videos, like him trying to catch the mic and him opening that envelope... Nah, he's faking it, dude. He is faking it, and he's just slipping in his old age.
Imagine if he actually like made that lie, that gimmick, that like I'm blind but I can still play the piano, and then having to live with that.
Now, this is why I'm concerned about all those conspiracy boards I followed on a Delightfully Macabre podcast Reddit account I made. I don't want to be swayed by most conspiracies. This one, I did the research, and I gotta say, guys,
It's not looking good.
No.
Yeah, it's looking like he could see.
Yeah.
Now, did this sway any of you guys? Or am I just the lonely idiot?
I just don't think he can see. It just doesn't seem like he can. For sure.
I think he's getting outside
The
help.
Shaq thing?
The Shaq thing for sure sounds like he was like, haha, Shaq, no one will believe you now. And then he, did some cartoons, shuffle and
So you don't think that even happened?
No, I think it happened.
Oh.
I think that...
Do you think he can see or can't?
I think he can see.
Oh, okay,
and
gotcha.
he did some weird shit where he was like, haha, Shaq, no one will believe you. And then he ran away.
That thing, Shaq might be unhinged. He might do some goofy things. But I trust him.
Okay, hear me out though. Shaq is 7 foot something, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's like a giant.
I'm gonna imagine that Shaq is a mouth breather. And I'm just imagining that Stevie heard this dude breathing from across the fucking hall. Just,
I assume
what up,
Shaq's in
Shaq?
shape.
Yeah, I mean, even nowadays, he's still pretty in shape.
He's still... Tell me you look at Shaq and you don't just imagine him just breathing super loud.
Man, I don't know. He seems like he's in shape. He might breathe loud. I don't know.
Maybe he has
He's
a
got,
certain
the
Shaq
lungs
just
of a
breathes
giant.
loud as fuck.
But I'm here. I'm going to go on record and say it. Shaquille O'Neal, if you're listening,
We'd love to have you on.
I believe you.
Yeah, come on to the show and talk about it.
I'm not going to say Stevie
follow
Wonder's
up.
like a piece of shit or anything like that.
I
because
am. I'm taking
be
that
honest,
official stance.
He has a pretty good sense of fucking humor.
Yeah.
If he is blind. But...
If
I'm
he's
starting
not
to
blind?
believe he absolutely can see. And it's just a gimmick he's been running with. But you know what? He made a fucking career. And I can't
He's
fault
in
him for
too
that. Alrighty. Well, that...
no, it doesn't fucking do it. Because Nick didn't tell his bad joke.
That's fine.
No,
It
it's not.
Wraps it up for this
You
episode.
We hyped this joke up, and I want Nick to have to
Nick?
say the world's
We'll
saddest
do it.
joke.
We'll do it
Well, how about
after
we
the
do it
shout
after
out.
the shout-outs?
Yeah, we'll do it
That's
after
what
the
I was
shout-outs.
going to do.
So Star Silk.
Star Silk. Hit up Ryan Carney. That is Star Silk Music at Facebook, Instagram,
Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud.
Ratatad, Pidgey.
150
and more to see. To be a Pokemon master is my
I think we can't
destiny.
sing anymore. I don't think we can
shit.
sing it. Yeah, we might have to cut that down in post.
Fuck.
Paul
Well, that was
Newman
the
do
stupidest thing we've
Pokemon
done
rap?
so far on this whole show. But hit up Ryan Carney for any sort of Foley art or music or anything like that. You're guaranteed to get a good quality product. He's good at what he does. He's passionate about it. Fucking get at him.
Go see his next show. I don't know when it is, but I'm sure there's going to be a second one.
I don't know
Go
if there's
do
one
it.
scheduled yet.
Yeah,
but-
no, eventually.
But yeah, keep an eye out. Go see his next show. We went to his first one, and he did fucking awesome. It was a really just chill set. And also shout out to Constantine Blaze. Thank you for doing vocal intros and stuff for us.
You
we
did
love
it.
you.
Yeah.
But don't hit him up for any sort of audio work because he's busy. And also thank you, listeners. Please remember our show is 100% fan dedicated and fan driven. So if you really enjoy this show, show it to somebody. Tell them about it.
Tell your friends.
Show your mom. Show your grandma.
Send us a message on Facebook. Show your grandma.
Leave a review.
And if there's anything you want to hear, let us know.
Yeah, any ideas or anything like that, we're always open to those.
And for $5, we'll say an obituary for your grandma who listens to us too.
Oh.
I don't. Okay.
Nope, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
All right.
But your grandma has to be a fan.
It's out there.
That just about sums it up. We're gonna see you guys next week with a new episode, and Nick is going to tell.
Yeah, I'll play
Here
it out.
it is, his fucking
Came to me
amazing,
in a dream.
his amazing joke that came to him in a goddamn dream.
And then he felt the need to tell me and Jack while we were all having a good time being drunk, and then proceeded to forget the punchline for 5 minutes. So he just told us the build up.
Yeah, that was the best part of it, I think. God, I can't even remember how it started. It was like, oh yeah, it was why was one lion mad that another lion got a new home? He was envious.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
He was what? I'm sorry.
Envious.
Denvious.
Yeah.
Ah.
He was envious.
It sucks so hard.
Well, I have a new episode for you next week. See ya.
Bye. Envious.